wherever you're comfortable. How's that?
Good. Al Campbell, Cape May County Herald, Managing Editor. I appreciate your comments, Mr. Pickering. We had our discussion this morning, and I certainly just wanted to express my gratitude for what you have done tonight, and I just want to put it on the record the way I feel about it. And I've already expressed my concerns to you. I am here this evening on behalf of the Cape May County Herald and all New Jersey media outlets. With me are many of my colleagues, including Art Hall, Herald publisher and chairman of the New Jersey Press Association, and many others, and the public at large that would be greatly and adversely affected by the resolution regarding still photography, video photography, and audio taping at public meetings of the Township of Middle. This ill-conceived resolution, while claiming to be constitutional, smacks the First Amendment in the face. It is unnecessary since there has not been a demonstrated problem with any photography, videotaping, or audio recording of this or any other public body in this municipality. According to the New Jersey Press Association attorney Tom Cafferty, parts of its do violate the Shield law by requiring images to be turned over to the municipal clerk. I assume that that's one of the things that we'll be talking about. This resolution grants to this body the privilege to control what can and cannot be recorded. Yes, there is a part of the resolution that allows the mayor to order recording equipment to be turned off if a person at a public meeting such as this one believes that they may say something that will embarrass them at some time in the future. The resolution is draconian in its approach, since it demands all photographers to provide the municipal clerk with their photographs and tapes. Also questioned is the authority for and justification to require submission of videotapes to the clerk for 5 days to copy. If the governing body desires videotapes of its proceedings, it should film them itself. The resolution places the mayor or that person's representative in a position to deny access to the free right of photography and sound recording of any meeting of this body. Is there a fear that something might be said that could be used as evidence in a court of law? If so, it ought not be stated. Why is prior approval needed to photograph in this room? If the mayor or the committee does not want a camera present at any meeting, any person who brings a camera into this room could be subject to arrest by police. This resolution extends to ceremonial proceedings when elected officials are sworn to office. Prior approval would be necessary to have photographers at the event. What would happen if a U.S. senator were present and the newly elected official wanted a photographer to take his or her picture and the mayor did not grant the permission? The resolution restricts movement of photographers in the room to gain photographs of a public meeting, since it constrains them to a tiny area in the rear of the room. Superior court proceedings in this state routinely allow photographs using ordinary digital single-lens reflex cameras that, according to this township's new resolution, cannot be used. However, I assume that we will work that out too, sir. At the time when most governments are striving to achieve transparency, this body seems to fear a long-lasting image of what it is doing. The public has every right to see and hear what its officials do, regardless if that public is present in this room or in front of a newspaper page or a computer screen. And at a public meeting, those things stated by the public have a right to be recorded and reproduced regardless of the media. I urge you to rescind, alter this resolution, and that would be the right thing to do. That would be the first step to restore the public's faith in this governing body and would clearly demonstrate that you adhere not only to the spirit but to the letter of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Passing this resolution would be a first step in a long and dark road that would surely and unnecessarily lead to contention and possible litigation, and worse, it would cloud the public's perception of its 3 elected officials. Thank you.
Carol McKessick, 104 Mechanic Street. My husband and I attend virtually every public meeting, and I've got to say that there has not been, at the meetings that I've attended, any such disruption. I think that's a very, very cogent point. Another thing that I'll just note for the record is that my own experience over the past few days was that as residents of this town came across the text of this ordinance on the internet, they called one another, they spoke with one another. People reacted so strongly against this ordinance with comments ranging from, is this the Kremlin, to comments, just asking basically, what is motivating this? Al Campbell gave such a beautiful speech and raised all of the relevant considerations, but I don't want you to think that simply by not repeating those, we aren't all 100% in that court. I certainly join, and I would imagine there are many other people who join with the incredibly cogent comments made by Mr. Campbell. I would ask that if this ordinance or some version of it is considered in the future, that before it is presented at a public meeting, or at the time that it's presented at a public meeting, the committee identify, number one, what First Amendment attorneys have reviewed the draft and passed upon its validity under current First Amendment law, and number two, please provide us with evidence on the record of the problems that you are trying to avoid. I don't think those problems exist. We love our community. It's beautiful. It's a small town-based community, and we shouldn't start acting like a big city where we're always anticipating problems and thereby basically creating them on our own. Thanks very much for the opportunity to speak.